Hello everyone, my name is George Anderson and I'm here to discuss the self-help book written by Stephen Covey entitled The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People and the Importance of Incorporating these 7 habits in everyday life. Success is what you make of it, meaning that if you don't try, that you'll never know how far that you'll go back in life. So let's get down to business and hear about these 7 habits to success. Habit number 1 is to be proactive. So what does this mean? It simply means that you are free to choose and are responsible for your own choices. Being proactive means accepting that as individuals we are fully responsible for our own actions. It also means taking the initiative and responsibility to make things happen. Habit 2 is to begin with the end in mind. The principle here is that mental creation precedes physical creation. The theory behind this habit is all things are created twice. In other words, we create them first in our minds, and then we work to bring them into physical existence. This habit is this is the habit where you develop your mission statement and then extend it into your long-term goals. Habit 3, put things first. The principle here is effectiveness. Effectiveness requires the integrity to act on priorities. This habit focuses on organizing and implementing activities in line with aims established in the previous habits. Here, time management plays a big factor as you prioritize what's important or what's not important. Put things in order of what should come first in your daily activities. Very important. Habit number 4, to think win-win. The main idea here is effective long-term relationships require mutual respect and mutual benefit for one another. In other words, this theory is based on the assumption that there is plenty to go around for everyone, and success follows a cooperative approach. The key here is to remember to create a win-win situation. Habit number 5 is seek first to understand, then to be understood. The main idea here is to communicate effectively. We must first understand each other. In other words, we often prescribe before making a proper diagnosis when communicating, when we should first take the time to understand the problems that are presented to us. The key here is to put oneself in the perspective of the other person, listening empathetically for both feeling and meaning. Habit number 6 is to synergize. The key point here is the whole is greater than the sum. The theory here is to essentially lay down the challenge to see the good and the potential in another person's contributions. Through mutual understanding, we can solve conflicts together. And finally, habit number 7, to sharpen the saw. The main point here is to maintain and increase effectiveness. We must first renew ourselves in body, heart, mind, and spirit. In other words, by renewing our 4 dimensions of nature, which include physical, spiritual, mental, social, and emotional, you can work more quickly and effortlessly. So in conclusion, and to summarize what I've just spoken about, habit number 1, to be proactive. You are free to choose and responsible for your own choices. Habit 2, begin with the end in mind. It's about goal setting. It's about mission statement, setting your priorities, clarifying values. Habit 3, put things first. It's about personal time management, organizing, managing time. Habit 4, think win-win. Mutual benefits bring mutual rewards. Habit 5, seek first to understand, then to be understood. It's about understanding, empathetic listening. Habit 6, synergize. It's about mutual respect, problem solving. And the final habit, sharpening the saw. It's about the self-renewal of the 4 dimensions. So, in closing, are there any questions from my audience? If not, let me leave you with this final thought from Mr. Stephen Covey himself from his book. And the key is not to prioritize what's on your schedule, but to schedule your priorities. Very important words of wisdom. Buy the book. It's a great book. My name is George Anderson. Thank you and good night.